Hey, team. Welcome back to Starcom, where I was just doing some ship shenanigans. So we got a block. We got a block of pew-pews that can sustain the pew-pews. Last we left off, we'd gone up here and started exploring the snow ice cream cone. And now we're just gonna head back over yonder, I guess, and work our way down. Oh, yeah, I could go blow up the snakes, settle that whole thing real quick. Major snakes, where are you? Because we blasting. And then we can go continue whatever the hell happened over yonder, which I believe from one of these planets I got something to go talk to devout peoples, space cultists, you know, the usual. And by talk I mean probably blast, because, you know, the usual. Dealing with cults. Gonna Waco the shit out of them. Too soon? Probably not. There was a Netflix series on it. Sturdy ruins stand in contrast to the otherwise desolate world. Apart from shifts and tilts due to geological activity, the buildings are perfectly intact. Their interiors are filled with dusty, desolate halls and corridors, but no evidence of habitation. The dust in these structures is actually the de-energized husks of nanorobotic swarms. This world seems to have avoided the conflict that impacted other planets in the region. Whatever ended this civilization wasn't a military attack. Major snakes, I've come to tread on you. The same thing. Big rolls. One of the smaller structures has some titanium reinforcements buried under rubble. How many engines can you plug into a bitch? And the answer was yes. Given the quantity of nanite dust in these fallen cities, I wonder if these swarms self-assembled to whatever purpose the inhabitants needed. It would explain the minimalist interior aesthetic. Lord. Landing spot everywhere, huh? Someone went to great lengths to conceal this vessel using thrusters to melt through the soft igneous rock until only the upper deck protruded. Inside, the team finds a bipedal skeleton clutching a heavy tool beside several large containers of titanium. The ship's log recorder is smashed, and something has made numerous gouges in the deck plate. The gouge markings have a deliberateness to them, perhaps writing. It is indeed a language, different from the rest of the ship's controls. Deliver the tribute when untranslatable profanity. I'd rather die buried with it than give another ingot to the worms-eating Uglenth. This is followed by a longer passage, which is entirely untranslatable profanity. And Zentriton explains that this is not prudishness on the part of the universal translator. It simply cannot tell from the context what their vulgarity is based on. Okay. Well, that's just rude. Oh, look, we blasting. How many blasts does it take to get to the center of a snake? That many. Precisely that many blastings. Who cares how many ships you have when I can just blow them all up? The atmosphere of this planet has some unusual dimethyl compounds we've never seen before. Definitely want to double check the seals on our envirosuits before landing. Okie dokie. A handful of broken skyscrapers rise out of an unnaturally thick yellow fog like decaying tree stumps in a swamp. The fog is probably a bioweapon intended to eliminate the population but leave the infrastructure intact. Okay, but how long does the bioweapon last? Because that would make it pointless. Right? Right? Like, yeah, infrastructure is great and all, but you gotta be able to use it. After Ensign Pierix perches the lander atop one of the more stable-looking buildings, analysis of the fogs shows that it's a complex molecule that wreaks havoc on anything organic, potentially including seals in the team's envirosuit. This civilization was wealthy. Scans show valuable resources and structures, but the most safely accessible have already been removed. Wow, that's not good. As the team explores a level with aluminum scraps, the floor gives way, dropping half the crew several meters into the upper mist. Those safely above quickly pull them up, writhing in pain from the deadly vapors. Yeah, let's leave. Yeah, she's gonna be out for a while. Not great. Okay, so not doing anything for a bit. We're just gonna go over to these stars and see what is about. I could probably land there because of the Brogdeer thing. But if there are any checks, I'm gonna be sorely disappointed. And thus screwed, as it were. Did I leave the port? Yeah, I left the port and starboard thrusters on there. I don't know why I decided to use nautical terms. Locan base, you say? An enforcer? A whole lot of enforcers, actually. Well, you know what? Time to tread on some snakies. It sure would be helpful if your missiles wiggled like that other people's missiles did, wouldn't it? This is rude of me, man. Yeah, treading on some snakies. What I just did to them wasn't even right. So, how you feeling about not asking that colony for resources yet? Thinking you might have lost more than that was worth? No? Alright. Well, we're blasting. Neutronium. 33%. Oh, we got a gate. Okay, that's good. Oh, look, they turned yellow all of the sudden. How curious. Enough. It's clear we're no match for you in battle. We submit to your superiority. We offer you reparations of 50 titanium, and we'll make no further demands of the colony. Take this offering as tribute to your superior abilities in conflict. Who didn't see that coming eventually? Okay, so we're still banged up. So in the meantime, while my crew is in med bay, let's just go ahead and mosey on over here and start blasting. Because you know I love me some blasting. Yeah, I need a bucket of titanium and aluminum. No, just titanium now, actually. I didn't expect the crew to get that hurt from Gas Planet, but here we are. She's at 50%. It'll take like what? A few more minutes before we're back to the exploration. In the meantime, let's get some mining done. And by mining, of course I mean blasting. This is just an alternative form of mining. How did you get critically injured? Like, I guess anything can do it. Just full health and get critically injured. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got some work to do there, boy. 66 yttrium, a whole bucket of gold. Some churlite. Damn, that's gonna get expensive. $1,200 silver. I don't think we got that quite yet for some reason. Might be a minute. Oh, we blasting. We really are blasting, holy shit. Really? How did it wreck all of our weapons? Come on now. Where have I been? Where can I go? Anything up here? What are you? Elite Interceptor. That's new. You have earned the attention of the devout monads. You are an obstacle to the true comprehension from the whispered whirlpool, the false prophet of the heretics. Take whatever preparations you wish to receive their blessing and understanding. Joy. Alright, well, you know what we do, right? We start blasting. The devout monad got popped. Report regarding detection of an unidentified warp signal by redacted originating near the tip of the Talonian Spear. This contains some incomplete technical data on a vessel using experimental tech recovered from Redacted. The vessel has been lost, and there's some internal debate as to whether something went wrong with the new technology, or it was sabotaged by heretic infiltrators. Infiltrators. Anybody down here? I figured y'all be humping the tip of the Talonian Spear since, you know, it's y'all's jam. Does not look like it. Interesting. Okay. How are we making out crew-wise? Almost back to healthiness. We definitely want our observation individual to be peaky before we go exploring. Hey, I like those elite boys. Bring on more. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, on the bright note, we did do a blasting. Hey, we're gonna do some more blasting. I forget where I was going with that. Did do a blasting of the snake people, yeah. We call them the shit. Jeez. That must have been a lucky as shit shot. I'll take that iridium, though. I will take some iridium. Happily. Alright, we should be good, so let's pop back over here. Everybody's healthy. The chemistry of this planet is compatible with the observed Locan biology. Whether there's anything else to learn on the surface is irrelevant, since they won't let us land. Oh, just run them over. Tread on them snakes. Get out the way. Not enough of y'all shit. Alright, what do we got? So we did that. We can go back there, tell them, hey, you no longer are indentured servants to these asshats. Oh hell no, we're not landing on that planet again. Fuck that noise. Survey team makes several passes over the location from the Brogdeer log without success. Finally, Ensign Pirks pilots the lander to the precise coordinates and begins blasting the sand away with the stabilizer engines. Several meters below the surface, a large chest of neutronium containing a sizable cache of gold is revealed. The chest surface has been modded with a pattern that made it nearly invisible to ground-penetrating radar. Or maybe we do land here again. Based on what we've seen of the Brogdeer, I wouldn't be surprised that they steal from each other as much as they extort their victims. These hidden caches are probably the equivalent of their banking system. No one else is going to comment on the fact that we met space pirates who actually bury treasure? I mean, I didn't think it was... I mean, it's obvious, right? Like, yeah, they're pirates that bury treasure. I kind of got it from the naming convention of their ships. You know, the bark and stuff. Maybe we'll meet us a frigate or a sloop or a galleon. Well, no, a bark is bigger than a sloop, right? I mean, it's been a while since I played Sid Meier's Pirates, you know, video games where I learn all my knowledge. Don't make me come back over here, snake people. I'll take you down to Louisiana. I don't know, does Louisiana do snakes? I assume it does snakes. Seems like a Louisiana thing. Could be wrong on that. After the team informs the representatives that the Locan will be making no more demands of the colony, they are greeted with celebration. Without the burden of these tributes, they will be able to make many improvements. The colony apologizes that they can offer no resources as a reward for obvious reasons, but as a meaningful display of gratitude is important. After Ensign Triton explains the team is specifically not interested in eating anyone, colony offers a cultural relic left over from the Empire period, whose original purpose has been forgotten. A fog machine, you say? Wisps of colored gas. This device can convert digital signals into an output of colored gases with various turbulence. The signal conversion circuits have a sophisticated language processing network. Okay, I know where that goes. Alright, and that takes care of the danger noodle zone. Except for that chest over there. I don't really feel like hard traveling down to get it. Do I? Maybe. We'll see. The lander is only able to penetrate blah 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 blah, like those produced by the fog machine. Yeah, of course. Even with the device, the universal translator's output is a confusing jumble. The 3-in-1 traders ask of the 8 eyes of the 8 faces, deep in the shadow of the burning moon. Again the trader asks, again they say, deep in the shadow of the burning moon. Very deep. In anger, the traders bring the sun too close. All burn but us. Sadness. There's some confused metaphor in the translation, but my best guess is that someone was trying to extract information from them and attacked when they failed to understand deep in the shadow of the burning moon. Shadow of the burning moon. Deep in the shadow of the burning moon. So this moon seems to be burning, right? Now if I were a betting man, I would say there's some shit in this cloud. I would say I was right. Oh, it's one of these doodads. The polyhedral artifact. This artifact is pulsing a large amount of exotic particles with different energies than those we've encountered before. Neat. Okay, so maybe we do go down here, get our chest. Seems like a plan. Finish that up, then bounce back over yonder. Mayhap. Or do I not do that and wait until I get the better engines and we just come back over here, we start blasting. I like the idea of blasting. Elite frigate, you'll say? Well, looks like I get to do some blasting. Oh, we do a lot of blasting. Okay. They got them wiggly missiles. No, sir, I don't like them. Oh, you're a big boy, huh? I don't think it matters, though. I'm gonna shoot you this shit up. I'm the rudest boy in the room. He showed up like he was gonna do some shit. What he did was learn today. For that 4.5 seconds before his hull collapsed, that he goes, oh, I fucked up. I wish it showed you what your goal was in this menu. That would be nice. I know it's like 500, 100, 150, I think, right? 150 gold, something redonkulous like that. We got us a flinger on down here, so that's cool. Yeah, we picked the right thing to explore first. No? How about that one? Another one of these forest places. Alright, we're just gonna click that because we already read that like 3 times now. Eventually, Ensign Ray identifies a signal as overhead, somewhere high up in a canopy. Using a ballistic belay, Ray ascends almost 80 meters to where they report a spectacular view and a clutch of some very interestingly brightly colored eggs. Suddenly, the silence is interrupted by a minute of loud commotion, followed by the whiz of a barely controlled descent. The eggs are not eggs at all, but empty shells. It's likely they are laid as a decoy for the real nest, possibly even used as bait for egg-stealing scavengers. A large predatory avian creature with enormous talons had surprised them during their analysis of the curious eggs. Fortunately, Ensign Rhea's envirosuit was able to protect their vital organs. They probably could have avoided injury entirely if they'd descended immediately rather than waiting for the egg scan to complete. Dude went hard. He was like, look, Big Burb, I got some scanning to do. Need you to calm down. But he did end up with the nice health. This was once home to an agrarian society that subsequently went extinct. There's also an abandoned archaeological site of much more advanced civilization. The academics of the fallen empire had some very sophisticated cultural analysis tools. They learned a lot more from this site than I could have. Based on scattered data and logs, Ensign Triton concludes that a recent survey expedition was looking for a lost civilization known as the Arcadians, and were investigating this planet as a possible candidate. They abandoned their studies when after concluding the civilization was far too old to be a candidate. It's another planet that rapidly recovered from the Empire's collapse. In this case, the outside power is obviously the Devout. When the team hails the landing authority, they are greeted by a potentate accompanied by a distinctively marked advisor. How do I hear combat cue? Oh, look, it's the pirate boys. They've come to be blasted. I have not reconsidered paying you because I'm gonna do some blasting and you're gonna have a real bad day. Adorable. So that neutronium, why not? Now it makes me wonder if there's something in this side of the cloud, since they're all being cheeky and stuff. Let's go check real quick. Showing up from the clouds like a bunch of assholes. I doubt it, but you never do know. Nope. Alright. Figured I'd make sure. Anything to scan? Nothing to scan. We're sitting on 560 researchy bits. Still need 500 and something titanium. I think 60 yttrium. 150-ish gold. A lot more churlite. Looks like we got an asteroid field here as well. The debris from a flinger gateway is embedded in the desert dust. It's been stripped of technical components, but it was a rush job and some resources were missed. There are marks on the surface from mounted thrusters. Someone forced this thing to crash on this planet, possibly to break it up for scavenge, or to stop people from going in a particular direction. Okay, planet over yonder. Some blasting through the asteroid field real quick. Maybe. The single stone structure is with no energy emissions, barely registered on the scanners, even with the known coordinates. Within the dwelling, the team finds a lone hermit, his face tattooed and scarred, with icons of devout iconography. I am Nil of Oman. Why do you disturb my meditation? Nil examines the skull intently for several minutes, then studies the team. A trusted friend was instructed to find a ship that could deliver me to the devout space. The markings on his skull tell me that she did not know you, but she believed you share our enmity of the devout. If you can deliver me deep within their territory, I can offer you valuable technical data on their weapons. Have the team ask Nil why he has devout markings. I loathe what the devout have done to those I love. I am prepared to make great sacrifices to extract revenge. Scarring my visage does not even merit mention. There are others who have sacrificed much more for a chance to betray the devout. Nil must be part of a larger resistance group that have either formed within or infiltrated the devout. Have the team ask what kind of technical data Nil will provide. I confess I do not have any technical data yet, but I have been given high-level access codes for the defense systems on the planet where the research facilities are located. Besides allowing us to land, I'll be able to transfer whatever is in their systems. Yeah, sure, let's start a revolution. I like revolting. Revolting's fun. All these exploded rocks, and ain't nobody giving me any materials. Rude. Got an asteroid windshield wiper going on here. Lots of aluminum. Yeah, I'm not sure about this whole mining thing. I was just looking to see if I found any of the unique stuff. Eh, good enough. Got a bit of titanium to go. Looks like we're going one direction. Will this have a flinger back? It does not. So yeah, somebody was trying to keep somebody from getting somewhere. Hey, it's whiskey mug. It's debris from another flinger. These two flingers form a series. Perhaps whoever smashed them was discouraging movement. Yeah, that's what I figured. Now we got a gate here, so that's good. Maybe we chit chat with Whiskey, see what he has for me. Whiskey, what you doing? Oh, hi. Fighter power cell, fighter stabilizer, shield matrix. So we need a bucket of stuff. Quite literally, a bucket. Just a bucket. We could do that and get us the fighter power cell or the fighter stabilizer. If I cared to go that hard into it. I'm not sure that I do. Ah. We blasting. Oh, okay. He blasting. Dude, what the hell? Shh. Okay, never mind. Never mind. He's got that. So this takes us down to here. Okay, so I could have just come over here and explored that whole area. Fair enough. The wrecked hulls of numerous ships lie scattered over a wide area. The majority appear to be of the Red Raider faction, who seem to have gotten the worst of it. Although there are a few fragments from other ships, perhaps those of the Devout. Perhaps, I don't know. You tell me, sciencey peoples. Location marked in the Brogdir survey log is near a rare volcanic protrusion on an otherwise submerged planet. The submarine cave leads to an artificially carved-out chamber. Within, the team finds a cache of gold bars stored in an even more valuable neutronium chest. The sensors detect numerous high-density deposits of platinum scattered across several plateau regions, but several drilling attempts come up dry. The distribution of the deposits doesn't follow natural geology of the surface. Someone seeded the surface with this material that mimics platinum. I'd wager as part of a mining fraud. So that's one thing this universe has in common with ours. Based on Ensign Pierce's observation, the team conducts more detailed analysis of the surrounding rock. It contains quantities of an artificial molecule with the same scan signature as platinum. Ten more before they level again. Maybe I should have bought that piece from the Whiskey Moog. Try to strip down the fighter system, maybe. Give me that. Give it to me, yeah. One more step closer to becoming the Battlestar. Honestly, don't know how effective fighters are, but we're gonna find out. Hey, y'all don't want to come fight? That's weird. Usually y'all are up on your jihad and shit. It's your religious-ass crusade. Need more cathedrals in my life. Can you take me to the next one, please? How long will the shield bubble last? Maybe I can strip that off of you too, eh? Oh, hi everybody. Fancy seeing everybody here. One shot, or I should say one volley. Hey, got a cheer light. One last thing I gotta buy. Atop a volcanic peak, dense silver deposits lie a few hundred meters below the surface. There's no doubt the team will be able to access some, although how much of the deepest veins they can reach depends on the skillful reading of the lander's seismograph. Ensign Pierce perfectly directs the lander's drill with pinpoint accuracy to the most valuable deposit, earning a small but sincere round of applause from the rest of the team. Golf claps all around. Need more cathedrals in my life so I can strip them of their fighters. As soon as the survey lander enters the atmosphere, Nil takes the comms and opens a channel. After a series of devout-themed challenge questions, the lander is permitted to access the pad atop the main research facility. He explains that it is not unusual for new, unmarked converts to travel with an escort. The devout do not encourage independent thinking, so unless the alarm is raised, they should not be challenged. Once inside, Nil accesses the computer network and provides a direct feed to Atlas. The network directory is large and organized in an obtuse ecclesiastical hierarchy. With only a short time before the team must return to the ship, before the defenses are alerted, a few areas seem particularly interesting. Rapid perimeter defense schematics. The database is quite large, but Ensign Galice begins transmitting it through the main antenna. Hopefully no one wonders why Research Lab is transmitting sensitive weapon data to an enemy vessel before it finishes. Starlands. It lacks location data, but it still has a trove of astronomical measurements that provide a great deal of information on this space. This report is a long series of observations spanning at least a decade. A number of dwarf stars, one of the recent datasets, is highlighted. The Starlance has arrived and pointed at the Amber Jewel. Remnant Bacon. The report is written in a flowery eschatological language that Triton has trouble parsing, even with the translator. The salient point is, the Kiernan have defiled the ice tomb. They do not understand what they have stolen. They dance like puppets. The technical schematics have finished uploading. We should now be able to research this weapon system. Very nice, very nice. Besides opening up a new weapon research opportunity, the Devout have very novel techniques of solving bottleneck problems of centralized control systems. Let's jump it back up here real quick. I'm gonna say just to see if any more advanced ships pop up. Well, look, we're already blasting. We got an emissary, never mind. There's our thing to do. Which way are we going, little buddy? We're gonna come down here to this last planet, probably, and then off to the void. Yep, seems to be. Follow that probule into the unknown. Oh shit, is that collapsing? Or expanding? Where did you take me? Took me down here. Which is not very descriptive, to be fair. This area was used as a dumping ground for ship parts someone decided weren't worth repairing. The parts are constructed from a low-quality synthetic polymer, so had very little recycle value. Some of the parts have embedded copper wiring that was apparently missed. Elite Destroyer. Okay, now we're talking. Don't know what you are, but I'ma blast you. The red hue of this desert is mostly due to the ferrous pigments, but a small patch has an unusual sparkle from trace amounts of beryllium. Not sure what beryllium is used for. We're getting a transmission from one of the devout ships, but the translator doesn't recognize it. Oh, Fleck, I think I figured out what that devout item is. There's an EMP. I've hot swapped the reactor coils. We'll be back in business in a minute. I'll ask the devout to come back in a minute. That's fucking rude. Okay, you want to do this. Let's go, son. Alright, who we blasting for? You want to blast? You want to get blasted? Alright, let's blast. Let's blast. You want to EMP me? You want to EMP at me? Alright, we're good to super blast. Let's go, son. You want to send sabotage shit on planets so I pick it up? I'm going to take that personally. So I started blasting. How long can your shield hold out, big boy? About yay long? Beam coolant? God damn. Don't even need any other weapons. Front blasters are just too damn strong. You try to do some cheeky shit, and I took it personally. I've re-examined the device that poisoned our reactor. It's a cheer-light version of an EMP that temporarily prevents antimatter from forming. The signal we received from them triggered it. Well, let's get that thing off of our ship then. Ship's life pod was partially crushed in the sand. Its escape hatch was opened from the inside. Although it's unlikely the survivor could have lasted long in this environment without aid. The pod's log is intact. My dung on ? For this job? The star's radiation fried our armor and ? A hole in our hull. Made it to the field generator, but the accelerator stress caused starboard engine to detonate, throwing us out of the field. ? Still in the hold. Sounds like their ship was ejected from one of these flinger accelerators on the way back to this sector. Could still be nearby, maybe within 2500 AU of here, or the pod wouldn't have made it. 2500 AU, so if the flinger is going over to there, we would assume along the flinger line would make the most sense, right? There you are. Go to it. The vessel has been put through the ringer. Its hull shows both heavy thermal radiation damage and kinetic damage from a nearby explosion. One life pod appears to have been ejected. The cargo hold has been ruptured, but some valuable contents remain. Always use more titanium. All right, let's take our tour. See how we're managing on resources. Wonder if it'll accidentally go through the accelerator. Oh, okay, no. Autopilot doesn't give a shit. Not the ships I'm looking for, but whatever. Okay. Yep, still not bad, y'all. Alright, let's go ahead and deal with this. And now we'll deal with y'all. Not quite sure how you thought this was going to end for you there, Cupcake. Plasma pressurizer. Holy stuff. Alright, allows for autonomous fighter drones to steer. The Devout have been curtailing their search for a dead star due to the attacks from the Void Stalkers. Chamber for cooling crystal lattice. Compressed superionized gas into high temperature state of matter for plasma weapons. We can now research the Brogdir cannon in the lab. It's slower, more energy intensive, but devastating at close range. What are we missing? We're missing the yttrium, we're missing the gold, and we're missing the churlite. 583. Zero out. Zero out. 66. 154. Nope, I can type. Not a shot, huh? Alright. Yeah, we'll even out the yttrium at least. Alright, let's head home. I still don't feel like trading, sadly. That's right, I usually go the other direction so I get some more blasting in. Alright. I think it's as good a place as any to take a break. So y'all stay safe out there and have a good one.